I'm live. It's alive. It's alive. It's alive. I'm live. Here I am, folks. Happy time again. On a Saturday. And here I am. So, not much going on in Custer Park this week. It's a rainy day today. I got something on my screen. There we go. Looks like I had something strange on my face. So I got rid of that. Yeah, it's a rainy day. Rainy and windy. Just plain nasty out. So, but anyway, here I am. Dog was over yesterday, and Miss Pariah, welcome aboard, and thanks so much for the flower. Dog was over yesterday, and we got my Wi-Fi booster hooked up, so I shouldn't be dropping out. I got a good strong signal. So here I am. I also ordered a new mic. So once it comes, the Tuesday show should be much better. Hey, Lost Dog Grow. I see you're using a different name today, huh? H7, welcome aboard. So Monday, the orange guy said we're going to max out at around 50,000 nets. Katie, welcome aboard. Well, guess what? We've already exceeded that. Okay. That's how much on top of this thing he is. So Thursday, there was a funeral procession in Washington, D.C. This one was unique in that people were honking their horns. And oh, you were working on something. I see. Stream connection. You have 2 minutes. Okay. Keep me posted. Anyway, there was this funeral procession in Washington, D.C. Thursday. The difference being people were honking their horns. And they had signs painted on the sides of their cars and such, posted on the sides of their cars that said, Trump lies, people die. No bodies in them, of course. They had stuff with paper and such. And they laid out a bunch of body bags in front of the hotel as a protest to what's going on in his lies and all that shit. So, yeah, it was enough of this shit, enough of these lies about how great we're doing to fight this virus. And, what a fine job we're doing and everything. It ain't happening. It just ain't happening. An example. Thank you, H7. Happy 420, everybody. Ooh. First one today. Oh, that's coming on strong. I got some statistics here that I got to read to you. This is unbelievable. Where did I write that down? Here we go. South Korea and us both discovered our first case on the same day. We've had 53,280 deaths so far. They've had 264. Granted, they're a smaller country. Okay. They're about 51.6 million to our 331 million. But now if you multiply their 51.6 million by 7, which of course they would exceed 331 million, and you multiply their 264 by 7, they'd end up with 1,848 dead to our 53,280. So obviously we're doing something wrong. Okay. Tyrone, welcome aboard. What it is, except Trump and his major fucking up. But yeah, we're that fucking far behind South Korea in taking care of this thing. We're killing people by the numbers here. So, and a lot of it has to do with the way we've handled this thing from the very beginning and the arrogance of this asshole in the room with no corners. Back on February 25th, the head of the respiratory disease division of the CDC, Dr. Nancy Messonnier, made a public announcement that there was going to be a disruption in our everyday lives, and that we'd have to start distancing ourselves from one another and avoiding face-to-face contact, and that potentially our schools would have to close, and that we'd have to stay home, and our lives would be disrupted, and life would not be as we know it. And as a result of that statement, Trump fired her because he didn't like hearing bad stuff. Now that was on February 25th. By excuse me. By March 3rd, the CDC was no longer allowed to give press releases because they upset the orange guy. So he started doing them himself, and of course we've been lied to ever since. Oh, the same day that Dr. Messonnier gave that alarming report to warn us of what was coming, and obviously she was right. Alex Azar, who's the Secretary for Health and Human Services, said that, and I quote, "This disease is contained." Okay. That was the same day, okay, that she said, he said, "We got it under control." Okay. Now, Azar handpicked someone. What's his Lost Dog World? No, the government has never lied to the people. Whatever do you mean? Oh, never. Right. You're right. Never. It's right. Now, Azar handpicked this guy, Brian Harrison, to lead the U.S. pandemic task force because, of course, he was the most qualified to do so. I mean, once Nancy Messonnier, Dr. Nancy Messonnier, was gone, This guy was, of course, the first best choice for the job because Brian Harrison was the most qualified. Now he's not a doctor, and he has no medical degree of any kind. Um, you're probably wondering what medical experience he has. He has no medical experience. He did run a private business before he joined the government in 2016 to work for Health and Human Services. Okay, he had his own business. It was the Dallas uh, uh, Labradoodle breeding company. Yeah, yeah, he bred Labradoodles for 6 years before we put him in charge of the fucking pandemic thing. He bred Labradors and poodles together. Okay, he made mutts. All right, this is a guy who's in charge now. The guy who made mutts for a living for 6 years is now in charge of our pandemic. Okay, not the doctor who warned us as early as February 25th. Okay, uh, a month before we started doing any real testing, because of course the original test didn't fucking work. Okay, you feel safe? The age 7? Well, it makes one of us. Uh, yeah. Woof. Yeah. Well, it's dogs could get it too. Okay, so I guess maybe he was maybe the right choice for the job, right? Uh, dogs could get it too. Well, yeah, yeah, he was Mr. Labradoodle guy. We're so fortunate that such overqualified people have been put in charge of this whole thing. What's this man doing to us? Seriously, what's he doing? Can we go on like this and survive? Stoney, welcome aboard. Meanwhile, I slap this silly bitch that thumb down. What? Qualified? Just ask me. Yeah, right. Yeah, yeah. So, the brightest person that we had, uh, coincidentally, was Dr. Rick Bright. Okay. Now, Dr. Rick Bright, number one, must have college degree. I don't know if he had a college degree or not. I mean, you need a college degree to breed labradoodles. I don't think mutt making requires a college degree. Okay, it's not necessarily a requirement. But now, Rick Bright, now he had a college degree. Now, he was our foremost vaccine development expert. This guy has devoted his entire life to developing vaccines, in particular for influenzas. Okay. This is like his number one forte. Okay. He is the man. If you want a guy to come up with a vaccine for COVID-19, this is the guy you call. Okay. So he's been working furiously. Oh, he works for BARDA, okay, which is the Biomedical Advanced Research and Development Agency of the CDC. Okay. Now, he's been working furiously. Now their budget just got tripled by Congress. Okay. So he's been working furiously to come up with a vaccine. But he's also been getting the shit pestered out of him because he's got this huge budget by those assholes at the top, okay, in the White House to fork over some of that fucking cash to companies, okay, who are promoting bullshit treatments for the coronavirus, namely chloroquine and hydroxychloroquine, which, if you've paid any attention to the news at all, they work. Okay. And not only have they been pushing for money for this shit, they don't want it to just be admitted, okay, like or not. Okay. Okay. It's like, here's a just in case drug. Take this. Okay. It might kill you because that's what it's doing. Okay. They've tested it on some people and it killed them. The virus is a gift. I'm sorry, it exposed, you know, corruption. Okay. Absolutely a gift. Trump should take his own remedies at his news conferences. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He said, hey, it wouldn't hurt. He's touted this hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine over 50 times publicly. Okay. So, okay. Now, Rick Bright lost his job this week. Okay. He got demoted. Now, here's our best chance to come up with a vaccine. And they fired his ass. Okay. For refusing to turn over money to corporations who were politically connected, okay, to back a fucking drug that doesn't work. And that's why he lost his job. Well, guess what, folks? He's not giving up. He decided, and publicly he decided, in writing, he's going to the Health and Human Services Inspector General and filing a formal whistleblower complaint that these actions were politically motivated, and he ain't standing for this shit. Okay. He only lies when he talks. Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry, screen rolled up. I can't read. I'm not rolling back. He's a game show host. Yes. By the way, the stream connection is good. Yeah, well, we installed those boosters yesterday, Dog and I, and my signal is really good. I vastly improved on my TV reception too. I noticed that. Hillary's emails. Yeah, we got to get them. Rah rah for Russia. So anyway, yeah. So he's they want to make this shit available to the general public, and he said he wanted it administered only to sick people in a hospital environment, which sounds like a good idea. Okay, if you're going to test something on people, they ought to be sick. Okay, let's not give it to well people. Let's give it to the sick people. I mean, if it's not going to make well people well. So what he said was, gets this now. He said he and other scientists have been pressured to use BARDA funds, companies with political connections, as well as efforts that lack scientific merit. Okay. So he's laid it out pretty thick there, and I hope it all holds up. Okay. Because old guinea pigs. Yeah, well, if they're guinea pigs, they're guinea pigs. If they're going to die anyway, maybe there's a chance to save them. By the way, if you want to know why there's a high concentration of people dying in your area, count the number of nursing homes, because that's where people are dying the most. Okay. To think, eh? Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Wow. Wow. Week of the week. It's platinum og. Okay. Of course, it's a hybrid indica, as we all know, and it's 19.63% THC, and it's a motherfucker in the couch indica hybrid. Okay. This is a kick-ass motherfucker. This is killing me already. All right. It's been 20 minutes. I'm a third of the way into the split, and it's fucking me up. So you guys have been poking me with it here, and I've been avoiding it because it's the weed of the week story, and it's about mainlining disinfectants. Trump seems to think this is a good idea. That and sticking ultraviolet lights down your lungs. Apparently, that's a good idea too, because he suggested it. Who poked me? Oh, I've gotten some prods here. I haven't been reading them. Okay. Haven't been reading them. Dog mentioned it earlier about insecticides. I've been avoiding that. So, yeah, the other day, this clown said something about maybe we ought to be shooting up insecticides and see if that don't work. I mean, excuse me, disinfectants. We got to be shooting up disinfectants to see if that doesn't work. Yeah, he's a genius. Oh, well, his uncle's a super genius. So the guy who stole Tesla's shit. Oh yeah, we're gonna stick UV lights down our fucking lungs, kill the fucking germs. Okay, so this all stemmed from the this guy. What was his name? I wrote it down here. This guy Reinfeld, who's the head of the CDC. Well, he hadn't been seen at one of Trump's press conferences since March 9th, when he gave a Washington Post interview. And at that time said the virus would be returning in the fall, and it'd be even worse because it would come in conjunction with the flu. It'd be harder to detect because of that. And uh, we still wouldn't have a vaccine for it, and we'd get fucking nailed. So Trump uh, Trump had him back the other day, and he said that UV light from the sun uh, would kill the COVID-19 virus on hard surfaces, such as playground equipment. Playground equipment. The undersurface of the playground equipment might still be contaminated. Uh-oh. Now, why is my connection unstable now? That's not fair. The undersurface might still be contaminated, where the upper surface would be clean. But I found it odd that he mentioned that kind of stuff, playground equipment. Like, let's get the kids out there in the park. Okay. So it was after he did that Trump started talking about shooting up disinfectants and shit like that. But the reason he hadn't been on was because of this Washington Post interview. And Trump went up to the mic and says, well, in that Washington Post interview, he misspoke. Okay. 2 minutes later, they asked him, did you misspeak in that Washington Post interview? And he said, no. Literally 2 minutes later, he said, nope, I didn't misspeak in that article. It was just like I said. It is going to be worse in the fall. Look out. It's smoking heavily where you're at, Stoney. Oh, that's good. It's raining where Lost Dog is, but smoking here. It's smoking here too. It stopped raining. Now it's smoking. Who doesn't have logic? No, he has no logic. He's an idiot. Okay. He's been an idiot in business all his life. His father has bailed him out of everything. Who goes bankrupt 3 times in the fucking casino business? I've never known anybody ever to go fucking bankrupt in the casino business. We all know the house always wins. How do you go bankrupt in the casino business? Okay. It doesn't make any sense. All right. He's never been a success. Okay. This bullshit about him being a genius, but we can't see any of it. Okay. He's paid off every fucking school he ever went to make sure we don't see his fucking school record. Okay. We've never seen his tax returns. We don't know if he has any. I think it's all totally bullshit. I think he robs Peter to pay Paul. I don't think he has any fucking thing. I think it's all a fucking hoax. It's all a web of lies in his brain. Yes. He's a legend in his own mind. Okay. Lucky you guys. I can go live now. Hee hee. Okay. He said his kids will never be as successful as him. Wow, what a dad. What a dick. He owes China big time cash. He owes everybody big time cash, I would imagine, you know, especially now that all his fucking businesses are in the toilet. You know? And he's got all those body bags out in front of the Trump Hotel in Washington. You're a legend in your own mind too, dog. Yeah, I think you are. He can do it. Yeah. when the casino is involved in money laundering and you are about to get caught, that is when you go broke as a casino owner. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So unbelievable. But yeah, that I'm surprised he didn't tell people to put Clorox in a vaporizer and inhale the fumes because chlorine gas might cure things. Okay. Okay. It's don't try that. By the way, it is quite lethal. Yeah. I covered a lot already. Covered almost all my shit. Oh, I want to bring something to everybody's attention. Okay, day 56 since we first found out about this shit. All right, the 1918 pandemic, 2 years. We had no vaccine ever. What's this? I've been watching since he was the Donald. We all have vaping Clorox. Yeah, I think when he beat at election time, he escorted to confinement. I would only hope so. I would only hope that happens. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure that the handling of this whole coronavirus thing isn't a violation. I mean, what he's done to us, okay, this mishandling into this thing, he might, you know, uh, uh, he might have, this might be criminal, what he's done uh, in the handling of this thing, especially with this hydroxy uh, uh, chloroquine and stuff. Uh, this might be criminal. Don't want it, but he will be president again. Well, I don't know. He still hates the NFL. Yeah, well, he's protected by his job. Not once he doesn't have it anymore. This crimes against humanity. Yeah, exactly. Politicians do criminal things. Judges look the other way. I never heard of him till he ran for president. Really? Oh, there's a Trump Tower in Chicago. So I've heard them all throughout my life. So, Deborah, welcome aboard. So, anyway, getting back to what I was going to tell you, the 1918 pandemic lasted 2 years. Uh, they had no vaccine, they had no antibiotics. All they could do was stay at home, quarantine themselves when they were sick, okay, and wait it out. And they survived. Okay, a lot of people died. Yeah, 2 years, Tony. So if we got to wait a year and a half, they didn't have TV. They didn't even have radio yet. Okay, they didn't have radio. They didn't have record players. The only music was live, and they couldn't go see it. They had the only entertainment they had were books. You could sit at home and read. That's all you could do. Okay. So we're spoiled. Okay. We're 56 days into this, and people are marching on the mayor. They're marching on the governor of Michigan with AK-47s, standing in her fucking driveway with AK-47s. Because, of course, they have a right to carry them. Yeah, they had hemp and moonshine. They also had cocaine. Okay. Because they had laudanum. So 1 mil less in the U.S., not bad numbers. You're tired of the noise? Anyway, simultaneously to that plague, World War One. So you also had people dying like crazy in World War One. While people were dying like crazy from the fucking plague. And you had people moving back and forth during the war, carrying the fucking plague all over the place with them. And then we went through the Great Depression. That lasted 10 years. People starved to death. Okay. Starved to death during the Great Depression. If it wasn't for Al Capone, people would have starved in Chicago. He opened up soup kitchens in Chicago and kept people fed. Okay. The mob kept people fed in big cities around the country. We made it through that tragedy. It lasted 10 years. People were jobless. People were homeless. There were farms couldn't grow food. Fucking lands were dust balls. We had a most horrible drought we'd ever seen. So not only were people starving, we couldn't even grow food if we wanted to. And you know what got us out of the Great Depression? 6 years of World War. Okay. So we had to kill tens of thousands of our own people and other people around the world. Millions of people died. Okay. Uh, so that we could be productive again and give people jobs and and get us out of the depression. And that war lasted 6 years. Okay. And then there was the Korean War, which they called a conflict for a lot of years. Okay, even when I was in school, they called it the Korean conflict. It wasn't a war for a long time. Okay. Although people died, it wasn't a war. By the way, there never was peace. Okay. Only an armistice. That's why there's that order that there is now. So there never was peace. why it's an armed border. So Vietnam lasted 8 years. 8 years of people dying. Made it through all of that. People have been about 56 days. I don't know. I can't get over it. I've had enough of people bitching. Okay. And president, I'm sorry, that fucking orange guy lying. I've had enough of that shit too. It was different when he was lying about playing golf. Okay. Now he's lying. And I can't take that anymore. I smoke weed every minute of every day, Stoney. That's all I do is I sit here and I just get fucking high all day long. I keep telling myself I should do something else, but I never get that far. We wage war on ourselves sometimes. As grapes of wrath, yeah, incredible. Allowing this travesty of a political system, it disgusts me to see what it's turned into, knowing that I know of a time when it wasn't this way. Sativas don't seem to make any difference. But then I have a bipolar 2 disorder, so uh, bipolar disorder too. But I've had the bipolar 2 disorder from way back, and a PTSD from an incident at work that happened in 2000. I was on disability for 5 years. And I returned to work primarily to check my pension, and I retired when I became of pension age. Predict the Civil War will last 15 years, 5 years of war, 10 years of rebellion. Kind of. Okay. Have a peaceful Civil War. Okay, but I'll tell you, if something doesn't happen soon, I can see people taken to the streets. I mean, this is ridiculous what's going on. I never thought for one minute I would see total insanity by the Emperor Wears No Clothes president that's currently staining our White House. Absolutely. That's the trouble. It's the bare ass shit stains on the Oval Office seat that's killing this fucking country. Okay. And the thing is that everybody around the fucking world sees it. And he's on, and you know what? You know what? After all this horse shit with shooting up the disinfectants and stuff, they're talking about him not doing these things anymore. Okay. That's a Jack Ehrer quote. Go to my confession box ASAP. I don't think so. I have no one to confess to. I'm an atheist. As I've explained in the past, hordes of atheists never imposed their will on other people. They never said, believe in nothing or I'll kill you. Okay. That's why I'm an atheist. when was the last war on American soil? I guess 9/11. I think I am more horrified by some of my intelligent friends that still support his BS. Well, then how intelligent are they? Okay. You have to ask yourself, how intelligent are they? Because uh, I feel the same way. Okay. I have friends of mine, and I think to myself, how intelligent are they? All these years I thought they were smart. And now I wonder, okay, what are you thinking? Where's your head? Those are the thoughts that go through my mind. How can you support this ass? Don't you see what's going on? How can you support the anti-science? I mean, the destruction of our planet that he's organizing. 50 years, 50 years of laws that we've passed to protect this planet, and he's turned it around in three. Germany had a plan to destroy all 7 of our oil facilities in 1930. That's okay. We had a plan to drop an atomic bomb on Berlin. Okay. I can't imagine that, dog. I can't stretch that far. Japan, Pearl Harbor. Look how close they got. We have, they have no idea how close we got. Uh, I mean, uh, that was our original plan. If we hadn't defeated Germany, that's where the bomb was going to go. Can you imagine if we would have dropped an atomic bomb in the middle of Europe? Different world today. I mean, Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's another story. And we didn't need to drop those bombs either. That was just little man complex on the part of Harry Truman. Well, again, it was Hitler was just insane by then. He made all the wrong moves. He was drugged up, insane, sick. Absolutely, you're right about the atrocities. Absolutely, we dropped the bomb to intimidate Russia. That's true too. That's the bomb certainly didn't. The bomb certainly didn't intimidate Japan. It was the entrance of Russia into the war after Germany was defeated. They knew they couldn't defeat Russia. Once Russia entered the war on the Western Front, Japan knew they didn't stand a chance. experimental drugs on disabled, also used on African American servicemen too. Absolutely. Was that the experiment or something? I'm sure they've done a lot more experimenting on people than we realize. Russia after we took Germany. Yeah, well, they were formidable though. Yeah, they don't quit. Injected them with syphilis. Unbelievable. Or LSD experiments, right? As well. Imagine giving LSD to people without them knowing it. Well, and then you also had involuntary lobotomies performed on people in mental institutions. I can't imagine being given acid unwittingly, especially if I'd never experienced it before. I'm, if I'm not mistaken, someone jumped out of a window or something. One of those projects, one of those experiments, out of a hotel window. I remember seeing a story or something about that documentary. Or your favorite lobotomy, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. Yeah. Well, one of the Kennedy clan was lobotomized. A woman, I forget which one. Yeah, not street acid either. You're right. The real kill, and who knows how much. You figure they probably had no idea at all what how much the dose. You know, I'm sure they gave them outrageous amounts. H7. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be more. JFK's sister. That's who it was. You know, it was somebody in the Kennedy clan. I apologize. If I missed something. I apologize. I don't know who Jamek Nicholas is. Up there. Buzz, welcome aboard. So, Just talking about how horrible the government is, as usual. It's SPLIFFY. Go stand in the corner and think about what you didn't do. Okay. Speaking of LSD, oh well. You have to get back to cleaning. Why? Who's coming over? Well, I'm glad I made your day. You have a beautiful day and don't touch. You have a beautiful day too, and don't touch me. Love you back. Have a great one. Is on LSD right now. Are you up in Chicago? That's an inside joke. If you live in Illinois, see, that's an inside joke. LSD is Lakeshore Drive. Been smoking Sony's weed since January. Wow, hasn't gone out yet. Keeping it lit, huh? Lemon sour diesel. Sounds good to me. Sounds real good to me. Sounds real good to me. You'll have to bring some of that by, buds. I'd like to taste that. It's a long doobie. Yeah, yeah. Just can you keep it lit? Wilmot's not that far. It's about 6 miles to my house. You got all them sick people in town there. You got 9 of them over there now, I believe, according to Will County map. Check out the map. Our zip code area has 6 people. Oh boy. Thank you for the reminder, H7. Looking forward to it. The other one went away. I don't know where. It just went up in smoke. Seems to happen all the time. I sent out seeds to 9 people last weed. Got one. Thank you. I'm sticking with my homies from now on. Like Bud's my brother. There you go. There you go. Smart move. Hey, last week. I understood. Could have been last weed. That's really bullshit, though. You know. I mean, what's it take? A simple thanks. But you do learn. Well, I'm the same way. Took me a long time to learn that there's some people you just can't trust. I saw it, page 7. Stoney's weed's not liking the way you're growing it. Got that yellowness going on there, huh? Smash that. He'll send out this week for you. By the time I'm 60, 62, I'll know some stuff. Oh, wish I was 62. Smash already. Is it time yet? Is it time yet? Ooh, 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 ooh. I just happened to think about it. Oh, Stony smashing. We'll go on your mentor. 1 minute. What soil you have, Doug? Go. Okay. Happy 420, everybody. Maybe your living soil died. Is that a possibility? Maybe it's got COVID-19. Soil gets sick. Well, you're back just in time. Happy 420. I bet you that's what it is. It's got the COVID. It's got the virus, man. Of course I am. Oh, smoke peace clouds. AZ. Nice. This is what did I say? Oh, platinum. Oh, gee. Yeah, good stuff. Send, sending. Still have some more of your seeds. 10 times the room, 50 times the knowledge. Yeah. There. Get up to the phone. What's that about? What you talking about, Doc? So, that Taiwanese. What's Taiwanese? I don't know. What is Taiwanese? I don't know what Taiwanese is. They'll have to tell me. Well, um, okay. Batteries were better back then. Sure. You know what you need? I got you got an iPhone or you got one of those other things? Because I got really, I got a really cool, a Samsung. Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I got a really cool backup battery. You can buy a backup battery. It's not a charger, it's a backup battery. They don't cost much. Mine's cool because it's like the size of a D cell, and it just plugs into the bottom of my phone. I can hold it in my hand. But some of mine seen about the size of a phone, and you just plug it into the bottom of your phone with a cord, and it just lays there, and you can still use your phone. You get an iPhone again. Okay, good for you. The new one is only like 300 some bucks. Brand new one that's coming out, or is out, or whatever. It's That doesn't come in two sizes. It just comes in a small size, but it's cheap again. And it's supposed to have a really super camera. Arabian Nights cartoon, size of a flip phone. I have a MacBook Pro laptop. My phone will not talk to it right now. It's been crazy. Yeah, I like my iPhone. And I hate my laptop, but I have my we have a PC and it's an Apple. But I bought a cheap laptop just to do this because I don't use it for anything else. I do everything on my phone. My phone. My phone. Because it's over there. My phone. When I had my iPhone, it would communicate with my laptop just by being there. Just by being there. Yeah, that's my iPhone does that with my car. I just get in the car and linked. My shirt is I have a photogenic memory. It looks good in pictures. This thing keeps going out. I guess I'm not hitting it enough. I'm getting kind of raspy. Can't wait till it gets warmer and I can start wearing my short sleeve shirts. I have an abundance of those. Only so many long sleeve. So remember the first time you saw a set of boobies? Very young. I think it was 7. Yes, like a picture, like a vision. 101 tomorrow. I suppose without a breeze too, huh? Grandma's. Oh, sorry to hear that. Buster's up here making noises. Just looking to see what's going on. Not a breeze. My goodness. Air conditioning, I hope. Mine were my sisters. She was 6 years older than me. See, that's it's been a problem in Europe in the past few years. Uh, they they've been having heat waves, and for the most part, don't have air conditioning. People have been dying. Yeah, I guess not. I guess you can't live in the desert without it. People did, though. I mean, before there was. Never get over 80. Huh? You're in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know where the ideal place to live would be. Given it a lot of thought, though. Been in Portland at 105. Thought I was going to die. House is surrounded by tall trees and always in the shade. Yeah, I have 7 very old oaks on my property here, and I have perhaps a quarter acre. So it's a very shady piece of property. I have assorted other trees as well. I have what might be the oldest oak in the area right off my deck. Shades most of my house. So I have lots of trees. Your cat has sleep apnea. Funny, not funny. Imagine. My dog has puppy dreams sometimes. Medford, Oregon. Been to Eugene and a friend there. Yes, no, he doesn't. While he does snore, you're right. Sometimes. I gotta put that down. You're nothing but a joint. Yes, but it's been getting exceedingly hot in recent years, hotter than usual. It's a cool building. Hmm. Never spent a lot of time on the West Coast. You guys want to go outside? They want to go outside. I'll be right back. Excuse me. It won't be long. It's raining. I just went to let the dogs out. That's all. I'm back. Spliffy let the dogs out. Yes, exactly. So you got it. Here I am. Ah, so where are we? Marble building. Yeah, cool to see. I doubt I'll get out there now that we're all home. So maybe I'll take a look at pictures on the internet if I remember. So, which isn't likely. Uh, you know, um, um, well, I seeming to be at a loss for words. I'm uh, I'm gonna end the show. So uh, uh, as I usually do, I'm gonna say there's nothing funny about peace, love, and understanding, and hopefully see y'all next time, folks. Bye now.